Hey, it's Saturday. Happy Saturday. Happy April 1st. Oh my goodness. April 1st. We're here. Second quarter. Oh my goodness. It's going to be an amazing month. Claim it already. It's going to be an amazing month. Pushing people away. How do I know if I'm pushing people away? You know, I heard this word and it just really, it reminded me of me when I heard this word. How do I know if I push people away? There was a time when in relationships, I wouldn't give people all of myself. You can give somebody your body and still not give them all of you, right? And if you don't give them all of your emotion, you don't risk being hurt, right? That was me. I didn't give them all of me because I didn't want to be hurt. So I gave them me, but I didn't give them all of me because I did not want to be hurt. And I was trying to control the situation, right? Because in the past, my past experience showed me that certain people do this and certain people do that. So watch out for these things. Don't give them all of you, right? Do not give them all of you because you could end up hurt. So that's the way I operated. That's the way all my relationships were exactly the same. Only thing changed was the name. Okay. That's the only thing changed. So let's look at this. You have to, number one, you got to assess your circle. Look at your friendships. And this is not just romantic friendship. These are friendships, period. Look at your friendships. Look at your relationships. Assess your heart, right? Limited accesses to you based on your past. So based on my past, I wouldn't let people all the way in because I did not want to be hurt. And it was like, I love you, but you can't get all the way in, right? And that's why it was so easy for me to just keep dating people. It was easy because I never gave them all of me. It was like, I gave them, and from the outside, it may look like I was giving them all of me, but I'm telling you, I was not, all right? People lie, but patterns don't lie. People may lie, but patterns don't lie, okay? What defense mechanism do we employ? Finding fault early. So I would peep out. Oh, if I noticed they lied about certain things, I definitely put the guard up. I definitely wasn't giving them all to me because I was like, I can't trust them. They lie. I can't trust them. They cheat. I can't, I'm look here already, right? Already just checking off what I don't like about them, right? Already. Give limit or low effort. Wasn't even trying hard. Okay, whatever. Do what you want to do. Don't matter to me. Keep a detailed record of wrongdoing. So you peep something out. This is an example. So you peep something out. They said they was going to work. They didn't go to work. They lied. And time they say something to you about where you're going, what you about to do. Oh, remember that time you said you was going to work and you didn't go to work? Okay, that's keeping a detailed record. You take that thing and you store it, and you wait, and you use it for at an opportune time for you, right? If you don't give all of your emotion, you don't risk being hurt, right? That is toxic. Okay, I was toxic. We can look at these relationships, and sometimes it ain't always them. Sometimes it's us. Like I was the toxic one. I didn't even know this was toxic. Okay. You can look healthy and be toxic. Hello. You can look healthy and be toxic. A lot of times we see these red flags, ladies and men, we see these red flags, but time we get in that bed, that flag turned pink. Okay. We done get in that, we done got in that bed. Now we don't see the flag. It's not that bad. It's okay. I got somebody. Ain't all that, but I got somebody. You know how we just turn them flags? We'll take them, we'll turn them pink in a minute. So 3 things. You want to trace the fear. What is the source of the fear? That's the inside work. You got to do the inside work. You want to chase the fear. Am I afraid to be loved and vulnerable? You want to chasten the fear. Change the narrative. Rebuke that fear, right? Because it's all lies. It is all lies. So let's go back here. We stop growing. So what happens? I skipped the beginning. We stop growing emotionally at the age we experience the trauma. right? We stop growing emotionally at the age that we experience the trauma. When people get close to you and they love you, you don't know how to receive it. Hello? When people get close to you and they try to love you, you don't know how to receive it. Finding ways to sabotage love, fearful avoiding attachment. Don't let them get too close, right? And you can do all the extra sexual activities and still not be close to that person because you are guarded, right? You stop growing emotionally at the age that we experienced that trauma. So now you let people in, but you don't let them all the way in. You let them in, but you don't let them all the way in. Giving people what they wanted without giving them you, right? That's giving them what they want without giving them you. And when you experience that trauma, you walk around guarded, like you do not give them all of you. You give them your body, but you don't give them all of you, right? Okay, so from this belief system, love hurts and love abandons us, right? That's the belief system that we have. Love hurts and love abandons us. So we will not give ourselves fully to another person. There are people who are in marriages that have not fully given themselves to their spouse because they do not want to be hurt, right? You go into these relationships and not giving yourself fully, right? I'm gonna give them a little bit, but I'm not gonna give nobody. And that was me. I did not give them my heart because I did not want to be hurt. That's why it was so easy for me to go from this relationship to that relationship. It was so easy for me because I didn't give them all of me, right? You can give somebody your body and not give them all of you. And this was me. Love requires a down payment of vulnerability. To love somebody is to be vulnerable, like to just show them who you are and hope they accept you, right? And sometimes that's not always the case. So we'll go into it. Okay, so what do they want? So I can be that, so they can not leave me. That was me. I went into the relationships giving them like, okay, so what are you looking for? What do you want? Like asking all these questions so I could be who they wanted me to be. I didn't know who I was. I kept throwing myself in relationship after relationship, being who they needed me to be because I did not know who I was. And what happened, the relationships kept ending. It was like a cycle. It had to end. It had to end so I can look in the mirror and work on me because I didn't know who I was. And I would throw myself in these relationships. I was not fully giving myself in relationships either. Okay. Because I didn't know who I was. So what am I going to give you? I'm just going to be what you need me to be. What do you need me to do? What do you need me to be? What do you need me to do? I'm talking about going places, doing things that I did not want to do. That was not who I was, right? But I didn't know that at the time. I would give them my body, but not give them myself fully. And we tend to operate from this space over and over and over again. And I got to this point where there was someone I felt like I fully gave myself to, and that relationship didn't work. And I was like, oh my God. And you know what I did? I started that cycle back over. I'm going to give somebody my body, but not give them myself fully, right? And I had to stop. It was a cycle, right? It was a cycle. It was a pattern because what happens is people lie, but the patterns don't lie. Like people can tell lies, but just watch the pattern. Watch the pattern. The patterns never lie. And I realized that the pain is true that you're telling yourself. No, the pain is true, but what you're telling yourself is not. My pain was true, but what I was telling myself was not true. It was not true, right? So, we stop growing emotionally at the age we experienced that trauma. So I went through life guarded. I would give them my body, but I would not give that person my full self because I did not want to be hurt. So I figured if I didn't give them all of me, then it was like, okay, I could walk away. That's why I could walk away so easily. I never fully gave the person me, right? I was like, nope. I was looking at these signs and I was like, oh, nope. I'll meet them and I'll find fault in them. So I already got these faults and I know that, this relationship, it's going to be like a milk carton. This is what I heard one of the coaches say. Like she would date people and they were like, give them expiration dates, right? Okay, so, at a certain time, I know that I'm going to throw this relationship away, this milk away, this carton, right? That was me. Like I was looking back at my relationships and the most, I think it was like 5 to 6 years. That was all I did. 5 to 6 years. And it was like, after that, I'm out. Like, I ain't doing that no more. I'm telling you, every relationship, almost every relationship was like 5 or 6 years. And then the rebound ones, it was like, what I did with the rebound ones, it was just a feeling, to fill a void or a need. I thought they were feeling a void and a need. And then once I healed that void or that need, I snap out of it. Yeah, I can't do this no more. And I hurt people. Like, I did this. This was a habit of mine. And so when I heard this, I was like, oh, this is talking about me and what my relationships used to look like when I didn't know who I was, right? How do you know if you push people away? You got to assess the circle. You got to assess the heart. You got to assess the workplace, right? All the relationships don't, at a job, right? Do any of the relationships extend past 9 to 5? And when you look at the heart, limited access to you based on your past, right? So we go into relationships with the bags from the past, thinking that they're going to do whatever the last person did, right? So you start looking for signs. Oh, so they move like they remind me of so-and-so, so-and-so. They a liar. They a cheater, right? You find fault early, right? You give limit and low effort. I ain't trying hard. I ain't just, it is what it is. You want to see me today? Fine. You don't, fine. Whatever. You keep a detailed record of wrongdoing. So say the person did something on 2 weeks ago, right? You done took it and stored it. And time they ask you about something, you're gonna pull it up. Or remember in 2010 when you lied and you said you was going to work, you didn't go to work. you just looking for it. You already had it back there. Oh, I ain't gonna talk about it right now. I'm gonna save it so I can use it at the most opportune time for me, right? If you don't give all of your emotion, you don't risk being hurt. That was me. I'm not gonna give them all of my emotion, so I don't risk being hurt that much, right? That is toxic. There were times I was toxic. Like, we can look at everybody else and say, they did this and they did that. But look in the mirror at you, because a lot of times it's you. It was me. It wasn't them. Because guess what? I chose these people. I chose them. I chose them. It wasn't like they just beat me side the head and you gonna be with me. No, that ain't how it worked. Like, we can say, this person ain't this and this person ain't that. Well, you chose that person. So a part of you was attracted to that, okay? And relationships reflect our relationship with other people reflect the relationship we're having with ourselves, okay? I attracted people who had mother wounds, father wounds, because I had that father wound, right? I attracted people who were emotionally unavailable because I was what? Emotionally unavailable. Just look at the patterns. Don't lie. People lie, but the patterns don't lie, right? So the first step is awareness. Forgive yourself, right? You did what you did the best you could with the information you had at the time. New information requires new decisions. Don't beat yourself up about the past, right? And I posted something I heard the other day that some people can't move on because, how did I say that thing? People can't move on because they wanted that person to, they left thinking the person would chase them, right? And the person didn't. So now they're left stuck. The person is going on with their life. They're left stuck, right? And a lot of times, ladies, we do that in relationships. We will leave emotionally before we leave physically. And then we emotionally check out. You might be laying in bed with somebody and your mind, your body there, but your mind, your emotions, all that stuff gone, right? And then you see that that's not working. So you leave hoping they'll chase you, hoping they'll stop you, and they don't. And then you're stuck. You haven't moved on, right? They've moved on, right? But you haven't. You're sitting there stuck, hoping that maybe they'll come back. Maybe they'll change your mind. Maybe they'll change their mind, right? Is that fair for you? Is that fair for you? It's turn the page. There's so many more pages in the book, but you got to be willing to turn the page. You still being in contact with that person, y'all ain't got no kids. Y'all ain't have nothing tying y'all together. Why are you still in contact with that person? A lot of times we not healing because we remain attached to what is over, what's complete. And it's dragging us. It's dragging. It is over. It's complete. That's it. We don't need any more connection. We don't need any more conversation. This relationship is complete. It's not a break up. This relationship is complete. We both got what we got and from one another. From this, these are our lessons. What lesson do I need to learn, right? Let's look at it like that. What lesson did I need to learn? Have I learned the lesson? Because if you have not, you will continue to repeat it. So it is important to heal. It's important to learn those lessons. It is important to embrace. Good morning, Greta. Good morning, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm flowing. It is important to embrace those lessons so you don't keep repeating the cycles, because people lie, but patterns don't. So we have to have a hard look at ourselves. What is this trying to show me? Because rejection is just redirection. The relationship did not take you out. You're still here, right? A lot of times we're living from the past. We're in the future. We're in the present, but we're living like we're in the past. And that is what keeps us stuck. You keep talking to that person. You keep connecting with that person. My question to you is why? Why? Do you want to be healed? Do you want to be whole? Do you want to have a thriving life, not just stuck and stagnant? And what also happens is you have the new and the old life, right? You got the old life and you got the new life, and you're trying to hold on to both of them, and it doesn't work. You're either going to stay in the past or you're going to go towards your future. Growth is available. Healing is available. There's so many things that are available, but you have to want it. You got to want it, right? I got sick and tired of me. I got sick and tired of the cycle. I got sick and tired of the patterns. And I said, I got to do something different because this ain't working. So if it's not working, my question to you, what are you willing to do differently? What are you willing to do differently? I'm telling you, that was me. We want relationships to empower us to live, not die. You want the relationship to empower you to live, not die. Relationships that build you up, never tear you down. You want relationships that build you up, not tear you down. Relationships that enhance our overall sense of well-being. Relationships that provoke maturity in all areas of our lives. Relationships that close the door to evil, and relationships that glorify God. Relationships that you both give 100%. Two sick people can never equal a whole. Two sick people can never equal a whole. Okay? I mean, it's only everything. Have I become, and then if you're in a relationship right now and you just I don't know. You want to assess the situation, right? You want to assess the relationship. Have I become stronger? Have I become a stronger Christian since I've been in this relationship? How did I get into this relationship? Is this relationship healing me or killing me? Is this relationship glorifying God or glorifying my life? Do I pray more or less since I've been in this relationship? Does this relationship complete my purpose? Why do I continue to listen to this person? What is there in me that keeps me from walking away? No relationship should have power over us more than God. No relationship. Trust is essential to build relationships. Trust is essential in building relationships. And a lot of us don't trust other people because we don't trust ourselves. That was me. A lot of us don't trust other people because we don't trust ourselves. You have to trust yourself, right? You got to do your work. You got to do your work. Like, I was reading the devotion for the day, and in the devotion, I didn't even realize this, y'all, but she shared the story of the man at the pool of Bethesda. He was there for 30 some years, and then God was like, well, do you want to be whole? Do you want to be healed? You gotta want it for you. People can give you all the information in the world. They can be there to support you, but you have to want it for you. You have to want it for you. It's up to you. I got to a point when I was like, you know what? This ain't, I'm tired of this cycle. I am tired of this cycle of pushing people away, right? And I was pushing myself away because I didn't know who I was. And I would go into these relationships looking to find fault, I was looking low effort. I ain't doing, look at here. I already know how it's going to end. So we just going to date for a while, and I know they're going to be gone. And I know that because that's what already the plan in my head. I already know I'm going to get rid of them. I already know that. I'm the milk date, the milk carton. I had expiration dates for them. I had a certain time frame for them. And if things weren't looking like I wanted them to look, gone. And it was easy for me to do that because I didn't give them myself fully. So it's like, it was easy for me to walk away. I loved them, but I never gave anybody my full self because I did not trust that. My belief system was people leave because my dad wasn't there growing up, right? And early in childhood. So my little girl learned this, and she was operating my entire life for decades. Oh no, we don't let them get too close because you know what? They're gonna leave. They're gonna walk away. They're gonna abandon you. They're gonna reject you. So you reject them first. That's why I never fully gave nobody myself, because I did not want to be rejected first. I wanted to be in control of every relationship, friendships. Didn't get too close to people because I ain't trust them. Nope, they're gonna leave. Nope, they're gonna leave. I don't do new people. I don't do friends. All right, that's the old story. I'm telling you, that old story had me stuck. But when you heal and when you let him in, your entire life will change. Those relationships kept showing me stuff, but I could never see it. I couldn't see because I was just so full of all the hurt, all the anger, all the pain. I was so full of it. I couldn't. And I was sick and I was toxic, but I didn't look like that. You couldn't tell that. I can show you some pictures. You'd be like, oh, you look so happy. You look so, you don't even have a clue what is going on in somebody. And sometimes you don't know. You have the subconscious and the conscious. You don't know what's going on inside of you. I was talking to someone yesterday and they just started crying. I was like, what's going on? I don't know. They don't know what's going on inside of them. They're crying and they don't know. So I started speaking to different things and I hit it, right? Okay, yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Sometimes we don't know. We do not know. We don't know what we don't know. Awareness is everything. Relational intelligence. If you're suffering in these areas, right? Because relationships, we're supposed to do relationships. Relationships make us successful. You can't go as far as your dream. You go as far as your team. But you have to have discernment in order to put people in the right place on your bus. Right? You have discernment. You have to have discernment to put people in the right place on your bus. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody don't deserve to be in your space, your circle. They don't. Why do we push people away? We stop growing emotionally at the age you experience that trauma. And we all have experienced trauma. Whether we know it or not, we have. When people get too close to you and they try to love you, you don't know how to receive it. That was me. I didn't know how to receive that. All my relationship, I thought I was in love. I thought it was love. It wasn't. I didn't know what that looked like. So how could I possibly give it? How could I possibly receive it? It is important to do your work. It is important to get the help and the support that you need so you can thrive, not just survive. We are not born to struggle and suffer and do life alone. We were not. Giving people what they wanted without giving them you. That's the old story for me. The new story is, he turned it around. He flipped my entire life. But first, I had to step away from all that stuff and reconnect with him. Right? Learn to love myself. Learn to forgive myself. Learn to trust myself. Learn to accept myself. Know that I don't have to go into a relationship giving and being somebody who I'm not just so I don't be left. Just so I'm not left. No. No. That's not how it's supposed to be. When you know better, you do better. This is me sharing my heart. And I just hope that, If this is you, I hope you get the support and help you need. Right? So we can have healthy relationships, healthy friendships. I got so many people I'm connected to now, and I would have not been connected to them had I not went through what I went through. The stuff I went through, I'm not ashamed about. I'm not ashamed about nothing I went through. It grew me. It grew me. It changed my entire life. So the connections that I'm making now are divine connections, divine friendships. Pray for your friendships. Pray for your relationships. Pray for you. Pray for yourself, right? Get the help, get the support you need. Because I'm telling you, there is life beyond that hurt, that pain. You got to heal it though. You got to, like, the first step is awareness. So what in me do I need help with? What in me? Like, who do I need to get me where I need to be? Like, who's your who? I'm somebody's who. Right now, I'm your who. I'm your who right now. I'm sharing this information that I experienced. And it's not for everybody, but it's for somebody, right? My who reached out to me on social media. I did not even know this person. And I immediately was getting ready to judge. Like, who's she talking to? And I said, you know what? I'm going to listen to the advice that she's giving me. Random person gives me some great advice on my social media page. And the old story came up. Who does she think she's talking to? Like, she don't know me. Then I thought about that thing. I pray for God to send me the right people. How am I going to turn the people down? Like, come on. So I embraced that. I thanked her for that advice. And I'm using that advice. Because I know that I was meant to hear that. That's why I still got to work on this. Forgiving myself. Yeah. Look, there's so many things that I thought I had forgiven myself for that I had not. I listened to a sermon and it was called Gender Reveal. And gender reveal was not about the gender reveal. It was about abortion, right? And I was so, you ever heard a word and felt like it slapped you side your face? That's how that word felt to me. And I remember a time back in 1993 where I had an abortion. I was like, oh, I never have forgiven myself for that. I never forgave myself for that. I held on to that. And even when I share that story, it's like, ooh, it's still tender. Because I never fully forgave myself for what I did. And it was like, oh. And I couldn't stop listening to that. Because I know that word was meant for me. A lot of times we hear stuff and be like, oh, I'm so mad at that person. And it ain't about the person. It ain't about the post. It ain't about what they said. It's about something that you experience and your body keeps score. Your body keeps score. You can say you forget all you want. But as soon as you hear something or you see something, and it's like, the body knows. And my body was like, ooh. And later on, I just cried. I was like, oh. I went back to the moment and I could hear certain things. I could see certain things. And it was like, oh. And I know that word was meant for me. I know that word was meant for me to release that, right? It's the things that we're holding on to, your body keeps score. It's called triggered. You're triggered. Don't run away from those triggers. Embrace them. God, what are you trying to show me? What are you trying to reveal to me? Reveal to me what that thing is. And I sat in that. I sat in there for like a couple of days. I didn't even share this stuff with nobody until I had to process it. Because I was like, why am I, oh, this is uncomfortable to listen to right now. Like, I can't believe him. He talking about this. He right, though. He right. And then he immediately said, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. We forgive everybody so easily, some of us. But when it comes to us, it's hard. Practice forgiving yourself. What that looks like for me, getting in front of the mirror, telling myself, I forgive you for, and just name the different things that I want to forgive myself for. And I used to have these forgiveness index cards. I used to keep them in my bag, and I write down anything that came up. I need to forgive myself for this, because, child, this is real. It's important to know that do not ever listen to the, yeah. So when I am triggered, I check in. I don't lash out at the person, because sometimes we do that because we don't know. Like, we don't know what you don't know. So I check in, like, why am I feeling this? Because when I just shared about that experience of having an abortion in 1998, immediately my water started coming to my eyes. I started feeling the emotions. because your body keeps score. And that's what, when you're triggered and you feel that, check in. Don't run from it. Don't I got to avoid people that trigger me. I'm sorry. You're going to walk around on eggshells because it's going to keep coming. A trigger is an invitation for an investigation. It's like a check engine light. I need to see what's going on underneath my hood. Okay, I need to work on that. What does that look like for me? It ain't about what the person said or what the person posted. It's not about that. And people, you can tell when somebody's triggered. Just look at the words. Look at the things that they're saying. It's all head talk. Because when you go in the heart, heart is love. Heart is forgiveness, right? A clean heart. A healed heart, let's say that. Because some people's hearts are full of hurt and anger and bitterness. So, but once you do that work and you clear out that stuff, life gets a whole lot easier. Oh yeah, movies and songs. I can't listen to or watch movies because they trigger me. And if I used to be celebrity, I couldn't stand looking at it because that person would hurt me to my core, and it's bad. Self-love and care and support. Yeah. Listen, movies trigger me all the time. But honey, I cry. That's the thing. To me, it's like, I heard this quote, tears are liquid prayers. It's like, it's just, your body just knows stuff. It feels it. Let it feel it. We're so afraid of our emotions. I don't want to cry. We say things like, I don't want to cry. I'm sorry I'm crying. I'm sorry I'm getting emotional. Stop apologizing for having emotions. You are a human. Human beings have human feelings, and your emotions are valid. I was talking to my loved one yesterday on the phone and they were crying. I didn't say, oh no, stop crying. I just asked them why they were crying, and they did not know. So I started speaking to different things. And I said, you know what? You're okay. You're doing a great job. You got this. I don't say stop that. That's what happens. We stop it, right? We stop it. And now we're like walking around, think we got to be all hard and tough. I let it out, release it. It's okay. It's okay, honey. Don't apologize. It is okay. You're welcome. Like, release that stuff. We're not supposed to be holding on to that stuff. Let it go. I cry all the time. I cry so much. Like, and I wasn't always that person, right? Because people used to tell me, don't cry. You weak. You. And I was like, that's the thought. That's the belief. People project their limiting beliefs on you, and then you accept them as they're your own, and they're not. No, I'm going. If I'm emotional, I'm gonna cry. If I'm mad, I'm gonna be mad. But I'm not going to project on anybody. I'm not gonna, no. I'm gonna say, you know what? I need to take a time out. I experienced this the other day. I was just angry. If somebody did something, it was just a violation to me. Right? So I was like, you know what? I'm putting my phone on airplane mode, and I'm just chilling. I'm just relaxing. I'm de-escalating, right? I'm de-escalating. I'm calm. I'm breathing. I'm letting the anger just do what it does. I'm not going to project it on nobody. I'm going to go and just take care of me. Whatever that looks like for you. Put my phone on airplane mode. Went to bed early. Woke up rested, feeling a whole lot better. I didn't run from the emotions. I didn't try to avoid the emotions. I let the emotions do what they do. Stop being afraid and apologizing for your emotions. Your emotions are valid. Your emotions are valid. Cry, scream, yell, do what you have to do. Almost 40, I'm learning all that you're saying is looking this so long. And you know what? I'm 46. All right. I've probably been doing this, started by 44. So I haven't been doing it long either. For decades, I was doing things like based on the stuff I saw, like based on lies, right? And just forgive yourself. I have to get to the point I do not care. Not at all. I have to get to the point that I do not at all care to be around people. I'm healing and I want peace of mind. I have to get to the point. Yeah. So keep on working on you. Keep on working on you. Here's the thing, what I have discovered about myself. I can be around all kind of people and not let them, not let their, whatever they got going on, not let it affect me. Right? Because I'm the light. Right? So wherever I go, I just take me. I be me. I can be in the most darkest place. My light is going to shine because it's who I am. I influence the room that I walk in. I influence whatever room I walk in. I influence that room. Okay? I bring my whole self to that room. Unapologetically, right? I just be myself. They like it or they don't. I'm okay with that. I'm not here for people's approval or acceptance. Okay? So that's what I do. I'm just saying, let me stop this podcast.